Hello, everybody. This is Barta from Roosters, Peacock, and this is actually going to be a collective check-in, just checking in with everybody. Normally, I do the weekly readings, which is exactly what I was getting ready to do, which you guys will have those released tomorrow. But as I got going, I was working on cancers first, but it really didn't have to do with just cancer. It has to do with everybody as a whole, as people in general, around just everywhere around the world. And what I was seeing was while I was hearing and I was hearing that song Aquarius, Let the Sun In. Okay. And then I kept hearing Age of Aquarius, and it just would not stop playing. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit of, I'm going to continue to see if it continues to focus on that specific zodiac sign. It is not just for one sign. It is for everybody as a collective whole. Everybody. This is just going to be a check-in for everybody. See how everybody is doing. Make sure that, by all means, put down in the comments exactly how you're feeling. This is definitely going to be a different one. I don't normally do these whatsoever, but you know what? I saw several different things. I also saw the Thunderbird. Okay. And at first I wasn't sure where this was going but I felt a peaceful feeling is what I felt. At first it was like I won't say anxiety. Not at all, but it was kind of like the hustle and bustle of life itself. It's kind of like, and then I noticed that it was distraction. The word was distraction. Okay, so where this is going is overall, as we all know, we are definitely being distracted. And life has been chaotic for a lot of people. If you're having a quiet, calm life, then wonderful. But as a collective, even in the world and looking around us, it is chaotic. It is confusing. It's like a stimulation overload to the point that people are isolating themselves and self-isolating, what I mean. And you've noticed that especially this year, people have been preparing themselves. They don't know exactly what. Some say they do, and perhaps you do. That's good. But I don't think as collective and as individuals, we can see everything that's coming. And anybody who tells you that they can see everything, I would really question that. Because I do, for a fact, believe that we all are born with gifts of knowing and seeing, and our instincts. Example, our instincts. Okay, you just know. It's like you get into a situation, you know you must leave it because it's dangerous, correct? Most people have that. It's just natural. Okay, well, everybody as a collective, think of how much of our brain we use right now. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory manner. I'm talking scientifically. How much of our brain do we use? Okay, everybody, we're all interconnected, one shape, form, or another. And what I kept seeing that's what I saw, was interconnection. And people are going to be like, yeah, I know that. No, I'm telling you, this was a little different. This was very different. Is what I saw, I saw a collective like this, and it was just showing me that we are all intertwined, which we know that, and I saw the flower of life. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards because there is going to be great shifts coming. It's already happening. That's the thing. That's what's been going on. Is I kept hearing the Age of Aquarius over and over and over, and we were coming out of the Age of Pisces. But here's the thing: is there is no set date. People can, and I'm not going to do arguments about this. I'm not an astrologer. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be on Facebook, even though that's the only choices you have. I just get the messages and I send them on to you guys because I'm an intuitive and I see things once in a while. And I definitely did. Have a lot of you been seeing that haven't dreamed for a while? Have you been sitting here seeing, and you can call them visions, you can call them insights, whatever it is you want to, because we're all born with them. We are all born with them. You're born with the capability of dreaming. You will get flashes of intuition and understanding, just like your gut instinct of fight or flight, or the instinct of, is this a good situation? Is this a bad situation? Is this person good? Is this person bad? And see, this is where I'm going with it. This is light and dark. All right. And with the song Aquarius, Let the sun shine in, I believe it is. Look at those lyrics. And I kept hearing the Age of Aquarius. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to pull a couple cards here because, like I said, this is not a normal I do. Oh, look at that. Let me fix that real quick. Here. So let's see here. I just want to see where this is going. Oh, yep. Peace. I keep getting peace. I've been seeing the word, and it's not just for me. It's not just for me. We are not shifting just as individuals right now. We are individually. Don't get me wrong. 100% we're shifting as individuals, but we're doing it collectively. And that is where we're seeing, you see all the conflict of one side or the other, just constantly, almost to the point of being, and then you've got the ones where you're just work. There's just so much information coming in that it is actually taking, and it's overloading the systems. And I'm not going to get all through into it, but what I was seeing also, and back in 2020, I didn't know what was coming. I knew something was coming. I didn't claim to know I knew what it was, but I knew I needed to get myself prepared. I knew I needed to tell my friends. I knew I needed to tell my family, even though this is faith. This is a gut knowing, which we are all born with, and we all have. And if you don't have it, you definitely need to get right with yourself, whatever faith, belief, centering you have. Okay? But the example is in 2020, that's what I get. I keep seeing the peace and the stranger. Okay. But here's the thing. Back in 2020, I took and I felt chaos. I felt confusion. I felt deception. I felt that, I'm not going to get all into it because, like I said, I'm not going to make what I call false claims. I just know what and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to be, yes, thank you. I'm not going to be getting all into the other stuff I saw, but it did come to be, but I never knew exactly what it was. I wasn't told word for word. Perhaps there are people that were told. It's neither here nor there. Everybody has different gifts. Mine is seer. I get visions. There's a whole bunch of sensory I feel. Okay, what I'm telling you right now is yeah, we are in the transition right now. This is building up and everybody can feel it. The Thunderbird in the sky. I keep seeing this over and over. I don't think, here's the thing, is like I said, this is not up for argument material. That's not what this is for. This is going to reach the right person. This is for a heads up to get not just yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, and interconnected with those that are just like you, family, friends, lovers. You will find instances here you've probably already been happening, but a lot of people have been so busy you can't pay attention. You are going to be having there's going to be instances where situations happen where all of a sudden you're going to have what you would think is a coincidence. You might run into somebody that you recognize them, but you don't know where. It's a soul connection of some kind or soul recognition. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm not going to go down to, and I'm not going to argue religious facts or anything like that, because that's not what this is about. This is us as a collective, as everybody, because we are one. We truly are. And I tell you what, the imbalance that's going on right now is set in motion, a chaos. That's what is set in motion. But this is part of the Age of Aquarius. The Age of Aquarius that's what I kept hearing. That's what this is transitioning to. And I think we've already been in the transition of it. I've researched, like I said, I'm not an astrologer. I don't know everything about Age of Aquarius. But I kept hearing that the transition is here. Yeah, there's anxiety. Yeah, there's anxiety. It's switched, it's peace. The stranger, we've got the lovers. It could be many different things. All right. So anyway, yeah, I'm kind of perplexed on this myself, but it feels right. And the Thunderbird is at the center of it. Okay. So I think this is not just about getting yourself prepared physically, mentally. It is definitely spiritually, getting aligned with yourself. It is also getting aligned with other people that are just like you. And you will start noticing that people are going to be drawn to you. Just like this, the right people will see this. This is not one I'm going to sit here and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to put a catchy title on it just so you guys can click and like. No, this is going to reach the right people, no matter how many and how less. All right. Let me see. What's going on here? All right. Doubt, faith. There it is. Okay, this is everybody. This is not just one battle. Change is in the wind. I have been seeing this. See, when I'm sleeping and stuff, matter of fact, I didn't sleep very well last night. Nothing necessarily was wrong or anything. I just couldn't, like I fell asleep and I just was just awake. And I kept seeing not just one person, but groups. It's just faces of many people coming together as one. But what I also saw was there's light and there's dark, which we all know that. That's a common sense thing. We've always been taught that, whatever your beliefs are. But here's the thing, here's where the fine line, and in the center of it was the flower of life. The flower and life intertwines us all, intertwines the dark and the light as well. And like I said, this is just from my side. But what I was seeing was it's too much focus on what's dark and what's light. What that means, that's going to mean different things for you guys. Okay, there's good, there's evil. That's basically how, as a collective, we've always been taught. And it's true, there is dark and there is light. But here's the thing, it's always taken coexisted, one shape, form, another. Think about this. People's personalities. You have, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but you have people who are showing more of the light side, the brighter, the happier, and not necessarily have to be like over the top happy, but doing good. Then you have ones who are just eminently dark. You can feel it, right? But here's the thing, this is where I think part of this message is coming from, is people are forgetting that the light and the dark, and I'm not saying light's going to work together with dark. I'm talking about our inner. This is pulling up. This time period is pulling up light and dark. And that's what's going on, is we're fighting ourselves. And whatever that means to you, I don't get all the complete messages. Yes, I get it. Yes, friends, family, lovers. But anyway, this is about getting balance between your yin and yang and your dark and your light. This is the most important time to do this. This is just not messages I'm supposed to give, and I'm going to. Normally I would be like, I don't do these, but it feels right. Yep. So anyway, what I'm getting here, and the center of this under the Thunderbird is the card peace. All right. And it's not just about worldwide peace. That's not what it's about, because there is going to be chaos. It's imminent, in my opinion, from what I'm feeling and seeing. There is going to be a shift, and it is going to cause more. That's what I feel. I also take and feel that this is 2020 was just kind of like a test. And you guys might disagree with me, but think about it. Look at what's going around right now. We are becoming numb or dulled down, and because it's sensory overload. We're seeing so much stuff. It doesn't surprise you if something happens every single day, if not two things, right? There's always been, constantly. And if you think about it, the uptick started back in 2023. I actually did a video, I think it was around Halloween time, and I was like, by the time it was all done, I'm like, hey, I gotta say, this has nothing to do with Halloween, because it was actually about how everything was changing. And then I did one that was about the Ten of Wands, and are you going to take it as I think it was the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Wands, I think, but it was a choice. You have to make a choice. We have been in this, and we are in the smack dab of it right now. And people are not just getting hit with light, dark, yes, no, decision, no decision. Okay. But this is a call to action for yourself. As a collective, everybody's shifting through it. That's why this ended up not being just for one zodiac sign reading, because it's going to be collectively for you all, everybody. It doesn't matter what your background is. We are all connected. Universally, we are all connected. And somewhere along the lines, people have lost sight of this. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, so this is all kinds of stuff. What I'm getting right here, the center of it is peace and the great Thunderbird. And I do get there's an event in the sky. That I've been getting that off and on, but this was, I didn't really see a whole bunch, but I did see a great Thunderbird in the sky. We'll just have to sit back and see where this goes. I'm sitting back myself because, like I said, you are not meant to. That's the whole point. Is you're not meant to know everything. That's not what this is about. You are meant to get right with yourself. You are meant to find your peace. All right. And I saw people working together. And it's not about, so you can definitely communities, stuff like that. Definitely you got neighbors, family, friends, you guys, there's going to be new people coming. But here's the thing, this is the time where you're going to find, which is odd, it's oddity. It's just kind of like, okay, that's strange, where people are going to show up and it's like, you've got to feel with your soul, is this person good for my future forward? Okay, whoever it is, you can become best of friends but the hidden right now, the hidden around people, if you quiet your mind and you open yourself up and reconnect. That's another thing is I see a lot of transitioning. And this is my personal opinion. This is what I feel it. I feel it in every cell. Is we as a collective have disconnected from the earth itself. This is definitely has to do with the earth itself taking and calling back. And it also is a broader spectrum, something that I don't claim to understand, but I can feel it. And faith is 100% going to be one of the most important things. But you're getting right with yourself, attracting the right people. During this time, especially, you're going to be able to, if you're listening, you will be, how do I say this? You will be energetically able to see. How do I put this? I don't know how to put this. Sometimes it's hard to put in words. Changes here. It's picking up on the frequencies of other people. Now is that's it, frequencies. Okay. You can feel the energy. You can feel the frequencies changing. You can feel the shifts. How tired have you been? How energetic have you been? I guarantee it's been more tired than energetic. Right now, you're being asked right now. You've been asked for a while, but with all the busyness, the chaos, the distractions, and there's more to come. There's more coming, and it's coming soon. So doing this right now and finding inner peace within yourself, that's how you start. Stranger, this one is just, that one keeps standing out. That's how you're going to be able to move forward in this battle that causes anxiety. Now, don't put it on a literal one. I didn't see that. I just know it's a battle, okay? I do know it's a battle. But this is like, if you think about it, what I mean by that is I'm not going to put any literal into any of this, because this is finding your peace and focusing on reconnecting with the one source that we should have always been connected to. We've always been connected to, but there's been disconnect. It's kind of like floating balloons, and the lines that go to the balloon are kind of getting thin, and it's just kind of floating. That's it. That's the word. Floating, just kind of floating through life, doing the work. Just, it's so busy, so distracted that it's where you are not sitting here focusing on what we're meant to do, which is and be connected to. And the flower of life, us as connected inner beings. That's what I get. All right. Yeah, I'm not, yeah. But anyway, great change is coming. And during this great change, I will give you the message, is what I see is you need to find and maintain. And I saw the Thunderbird in the sky. You need to find your inner peace, and you need to maintain peace and mental strongness. That's what I get. Mental stability, balancing. And yes, life is chaotic. It's showing me all this stuff that's going on. That's why I'm not reading them all. All right. We've got the Lovers, jealous. It's just like the mind is overloaded during this change. That's why you're to center now. Center now. And a lot of you have already got that. I think that's where it's coming from. A lot of people are self-isolating themselves because it's too much stimulation, too much coming at you, and you're still having to hammer out to the point you're exhausted or flipping through, And I'm guilty of that once in a while, just kind of numbing out and sitting here going, oh, yeah, okay. You're being asked right now to reconnect with the source, which is Mother Earth. That's what I get. And in turn, you're reconnecting with other people and you're drawing the right people to you. We've got anxiety. There's been so much anxiety around life itself. We've got the stranger. Now, this stranger right here, I'm not going to pretend. And you guys can jump on here and tell me exactly what you think it is. But here's the thing, is it hasn't been revealed yet. That I know. All right. There is definitely a stranger that we are going to be taking and we're going to be watching. You watch them, you get that feel. I'm not talking about paranoia. I'm talking about watch. There's a stranger coming into the picture. And there's a Thunderbird. All right. Focusing on your peace. I'm not going to pretend I know what all this is about. Focus on your happiness. See, I'm going to put this over anxiety. And faith. Here's faith, hidden enemy, doubt, ground. It's just showing me all these different people, just people in general. This is not a one-person situational. That's not what it's about. We've got happiness. You need to focus on your happiness and what truly makes you happy. And it's kind of hard to do when you've got anxiety and you're battling all this other stuff. And I'm not saying everybody is anxietous, but there's enough that it's like sensory overload for everybody. All right. Yep. I'm just going to keep finding people. It's just people in general. I'm not going to read that because what I'm getting is it's kind of like it's showing me situations of friends, of family, lovers, and it's showing me hidden enemies and lots of doubt. And the faith might be almost blown out. This is what this is causing. Change is in the works right now. And I heard the age of Aquarius. And I heard the age of Aquarius is nigh. And I heard, and I was like, nigh? I don't talk like that. It's now. That's what I get. And some may disagree, but here's the thing. Nobody can put an age on the age of Aquarius. Yeah, they've got some estimates and stuff. But I've read it many years ago. I read about the age of Aquarius. Many, I'm talking, I'm 50 years old. I'm talking way back when I was like a teenager. I just found a book, and that's as far as extension I've looked into it. All right. Your message for this time period, especially now, and I'm going to give you some dates because I am seeing dates, and just watch for the signs. Thunderbird, I keep getting it. Stop, look, and listen. All right. Focusing on, so the way to put it is change is already in the works. Stop, look, and listen before you leap with believing. Okay. Because this is what I get is what you see in front of your eyes. You can't necessarily believe it. For some reason that sticks out in my head. Yeah, it does. Stranger, that one's sticking out. There is great change. It's already afoot right now. It's been afoot since 2023, actually way before that, like 2012. It was already kicking into gear. But 2023 is when my senses started heightening on some of it, but I don't necessarily understand. We're not supposed to. You're not supposed to understand everything or pretend you know everything. That's not what it's about. What it's about is helping you get more in center with yourself, peace within yourself before chaotic events or crazy, I almost want to say delusions. And what I mean by that is what you're looking at. It's visual. You can't always believe. We're living in an age where example, when you're flipping through and you're looking on social media and stuff like that, how many of you have had relatives or even yourself been fooled by AI? By something that looks like a person, and they're telling you all this. And an example, well, I'm not going to use names because just find yourself somebody that's popular, famous, and all of a sudden you see a video of them and you're like, oh wow, they believe that, they're doing okay. That's what I'm talking about. Do not just believe. Believe with your soul, not with what your eyes are seeing, because I think deception's in the air. That's what I feel. Yep. Patience. And the time is ticking down here. Vulnerable. Okay. It's going to cause vulnerability. We've got, that's a feel. Yeah, do not be deceived. That's what I get. We've got diligence. Continue focusing on your work, on whatever it is. Focus. And it's not just your work. Focus on what's going. Don't you remember how families used to sit down and have dinner? Okay. I was born in 75. So families used to, in general, you would see them sitting down and having dinner with each other. Now that's almost unheard of because that's how chaotic. Take a moment and sit there and really look around how many people are on their phones. We are being trained to disconnect from people. This is the time, I'm telling you right now, you need to connect, and you need to connect hard, because when you feel those forces, and it is a force, all right? Dark, light. Now, granted, we have dark and light in us. Remember that. It's going to mean something different to each one of you. Do not let the distractions around you, which there are going to be many more, take you off the path that you were originally. Some of you are like, I wish this could be like this. Example, dinner, just simple things. People are disconnecting, and they have been doing it for a while from each other, but it's being done. And we're just going along with it. No, you need to connect with yourself. When's the last time you checked on somebody? Whoever it was, when's the last time? This will be a perfect time. And I'm not saying that in a threatening way or oh my God, this and that. No, what I'm saying to be a perfect time, because the way you get your world and your peace is by interconnection, correct? Yes. So, and it's not just you, massive people in finances, the cost of living, everything. It's all meant to push you down to where you are just not, you're not functioning like you did before. This is not just me. This is going to be a lot of people. And then you get the hardships, the real stuff, the real stuff. Yeah, jobs and stuff like that, and all the cost of living, and it's all real. But a lot of it as well is meant to push you down, put you in a box, per se. Be distracted. Don't be distracted. I'm going to tell you that right now. Do not be distracted. Focus on your talents. That's what you need to be focusing on. You've got your work, yes. And granted, a lot of us are being, it's worked to death. I'm not at this moment because, like I said, I had major neck surgery, but I'm still working. I'm still working. Keep going. That's the thing, is just keep going and start your interconnections. It is not a bad idea. You got family, friends, lovers. Haven't met your neighbor? Maybe you should. Figure out who's around you. That's what you need to do, and connect with the right people. And oddly enough, people are going to be showing up. This is going to be the time that it's the best thing for you because deception is in the air everywhere, and you can feel it. Deception and oppression. That's what I'm feeling. Change is already, and there's another change coming. A huge shift is coming. Another one. That's why in the readings, there's been so many transitions. And yeah, I understand about the stars and the moon, but this is bigger. This is bigger than some of that. And believe it or not, it is. This is, I keep hearing it, that song, it just will not stop. Change. So yeah, it's getting balanced now for what's going to be showing itself in the future. And that's the thing is anxiety. It's fed off of anxiety and battles. And all right, you need to focus on your happiness. Stop, look, and listen, and really feel, not just be deceived by what you're watching, because there's going to be a lot of deception. That's what I get, a lot of deception in it. And I'm seeing the Thunderbird in the sky. Good news, happiness. That's just what you need to be focusing on. All right. And it's showing, look here. Two people. This is more than just you. This is connecting, interconnecting again. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's in the air. That's what I get. So we've got. I'm like I said. This wasn't planned, but I do feel like it should have been mastery. Thank you. We've got ending. Okay, this is what I feel is coming. No, I don't think it's the end of the world. That's not what I'm saying. I do think there's an ending coming. All right, ending. We've got judgment. You will, that's it. There you go, right there. Remember, I kept saying dark and light. There will be a judgment time where you will have to make a choice. And that's where the grounding comes in. You must be grounded. You must be grounded with and family, friends. I'm talking in general, everybody. Yep. Communication is coming. But the message here is there is hope. Okay, I'm going to repeat this. There is hope. But this was not even planned. This is I mean, I've had these before, and sure as crap, right? 2020 happened. So I know that there's definitely going to be revealings and UFO files, whatever you guys want to believe. I mean, come on now. I mean, there could be very truth to that, but here's the thing: is it's a distraction to me. Focus on your work, your talents, people who are close to you. Stop letting the distractions of around you and scrolling. Stop letting it distract you from the people that are important here and now, and getting in touch with yourself. That's one of the biggest things right there. I'm going to go ahead. There's not much more I have for this message. I'm going to get on to the weekly readings is what I'm going to do right after this, but I just felt like I needed to give the message. We've got, this is what you need to be focusing on. Mastery of business and finances. Okay, mastery of yourself. Inner core peace. Change is already, it's people have been so dulled down that it's kind of like you're not paying attention. Say, look over here. Well, somebody, you ever seen that when they were kids where somebody look over there and tap you on the shoulder so you look the other way? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Yep. Thunderbird. Thunderbird. That's what I'm getting. Thunderbird in the sky. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do a couple closing thoughts because, like I said, this was just random. All right. What you got for me? Closing thoughts, please. Oh, and as I post this, just to let you know, I actually came on and wanted to give this message to you guys because I felt like it needed to be shared. Because I have a feeling that other people are feeling the same thing to a certain extent. Everybody feels something different. So before you go slamming with negative and stuff like that, just don't. It's a waste of time, honestly. I'll just block and delete. All right. So the messages here are balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is what you need to be working on. Balance in your life. Balance between light and dark within self. Okay. It's also showing me Pisces. It's showing me duality. I'm also seeing Gemini in my head. So it's not necessarily about a zodiac sign. It's about both sides, getting your yin and yang in balance, and actually, getting people. You end up attracting the people with how you're presenting yourself and how you feel. And right now, we've been so distracted. It's time to get that balance back. It says luck is on your side in Sagittarius, and I think it's actually about a time frame, honestly, because Sagittarius, that's about right. That's what I was kind of seeing. I'm not even going to push on it. Surrender to the divine. Okay, there's your faith right there. Surrender to the divine. All right. Here's the message, though. It is not an end-all, be-all. That's not what I'm getting. A win-win outcome is forecasted. Okay, it's not everything is lost, doom and gloom, and that's what we've been kind of trained lately to see, and kind of hammered with the wave, financial, worldwide, everything. Have faith in your dreams. Faith is the key here. Faith in yourself and faith in the people who are most important to you, and drawing and attracting and connecting with those who are, I'm telling you, especially if you're self-isolating, where you kind of want to get away from it and there's nothing wrong with it, You want to be seeking out those self-isolating people. You truly do. You'll feel stronger. It's kind of like we're not meant, and it's good. It's good to have isolation to a certain point, but we are meant as a collective to be working together with other people. Now is the time to attract your crowd, to attract your people. And in order to do that, you must shut out the chaos and the noise while sitting here hammering away and working, feeling like you're just working and slaving, because that's basically what it feels like half the time, doesn't it? Because really, truly, nothing is what it was even 3 years ago. Okay. It's kind of meant, this is just got to let it play out. 2027 is going to be a, why did I hear that? I'm not going to say that. It's going to be a rocky year, is what I get. 2026, I'm going to say one more thing. Pay attention to the simple fact. How has the last fall and winter's been? How many events have happened that is to the point that it's just like, oh, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, to the point you're desensitized or distracted. Hey, look over here. While still being exhausted and trying to, having to just balance, keeping your lights on, keeping food on the table, dealing with some of you. It's like other events like health problems, whatever it is, unexpected events that you have to deal with on the outside, just chaos. All right. But as far as events and stuff, definitely just kind of sit there quietly for a minute and really take 2 seconds to really reflect on the last several years. There's an uptick. Keep your balance. Keep in touch with yourselves. Keep in touch with those who are important to you. You may feel self-isolating. Fine, take a minute. But people need to have other people in their lives right now. I'm telling you, it's going to have faith. You need to find, surrender to the divine. It's a win-win outcome. That is the answer. We don't need to know every single answer, and I'm not going to pretend I do. And again, word of caution, anybody pretends they know everything, that's all I got. That's all I got for you, because nobody knows everything. And this is what I got. That's what I have for you. Age of Aquarius, the song Aquarius, let the sun in. So yeah, just like that song, the title itself tells you, let the sun in. Been feeling foggy, been feeling doom and gloom. Well, that's where we've been pushed in that direction. Let the sun in. All right, guys, I don't have anything more on that. I'm going to get to doing the weekly readings, and perspective. Perspective is a big one here. I keep hearing that too. Thunderbird, Age of Aquarius. All right, guys, if you want to find me, you can find me on roosterspeacock.com. You can find me on most social medias. All right, guys, I'm going to get to work so I can get your readings out to you. Bye for now.